All right, my people. See, Okwulora went to a podcast to explain in details what transpired when he went to save someone's life in, I think, somewhere in Abia State or Imo State, somewhere, something like that. He was being kidnapped. Here, he narrated everything that happened. And he said, according to what Okwulora said, that the people that kidnapped him are all Igbos. Are all Igbos. You hear from him, listen to him, and see you see what he said about it. They are all Igbos with armed, you know, they are all armed with different kind of, ammunition and the rest of it. So please watch and see for yourself. Listen.
That people say it, the Igbos will come after them. That is the honest truth.
Yes.
The people who kidnapped you, were they Fulani herdsmen or were they Igbo?
Igbos, 100%. All of them. When you speak Aba, I know. When you speak in Kano, I know. When you speak Anambra, I know. All of them are Igbos, Imo State. If you are not from Imo State, then maybe you were born there. Because in Enugu where I live, there are people from Abia, people from Anambra born in Enugu, and they speak in Kano. One of them told me, Okwulora, I am from where you are. From. But I won't tell you. Meaning that he's from Kano, but probably born and raised in Imo State. Everybody there, from sign language, from my intellectual capacity or whatever, whichever, everybody there is Igbo.
Have you not spoken up against this constant practice of these pastors where they stage miracles to deceive our mothers, to deceive families, sow seed of discord among husbands and
I have not.
I've seen some videos where Fulani herdsmen are actually killing people in farms like in Enugu, and not just in Southeast, in Benue, in Plateau, and in other places. We've seen video evidence. So I want you to tell me, do you think that those who believe that the Fulanis are also contributing to the insecurity in the Southeast are wrong? Do you think that the majority of the insecurity is perpetuated by the Igbos, just like those who kidnapped you?
Fulani herdsmen are not causing menace in Igbo land.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to take a very good look at this man here. This is Car Truth Podcast, and you know how we do it at Car Truth Podcast. We're not just like every other podcast where you come and speak and go. We're going to confirm whether this man is a liar or he's genuine with all of the things he has been doing, the charity work, the so-called charity work, according to a lot of people. So we're going to visit some of these hospitals and confirm all of these things. And then he's also going to be part of this video.
Okwulora. To some, he is a fearless voice of the people, a man who speaks without flinching, no matter whose table shakes. To others, he is a mystery wrapped in controversy, a man you cannot fully trust, yet cannot fully ignore.
You know, I've continued to say, one thing is that you cannot please the world. You know, me, myself, and everybody who have goodwill, do the much you can and leave the rest for God. There are always people who are there to criticize. You know, even Jesus Christ of Nazareth, when he was in this world, a lot of people didn't believe him. When he went back to heaven, people believed him. Today, in our generation, there are people, if you want to provoke them, mention Jesus. You provoke them. There is no way you please everybody. You are from Ebonyi State. Go to your community. Give every family $2,000 because you want to help them. Some of them are going to call you names. Some of them are going to say you want to show off. Some of them say you want to take the destiny that they don't even have.
His journey is painted with moments of raw advocacy, bitter accusations, silent battles, and scars the public never sees. And then there was the day his voice was almost silenced. The story of his kidnap, a moment that still leaves more questions than answers.
It happened in Omaka, in Unjaba, local government area of Enugu State. I was in their compound doing live video, not knowing that some people are waiting for me outside the gate. Immediately we came out of the gate. What I had was lie down, back. My friend, MC Charles, my driver, Kensele, and my friend Obina from Mburubu in Kano East. All of us, we laid down. We surrendered everything. They put all of us in Okada to an unknown place. Within 2 minutes, they said I should open my eyes. It was a camp of hundreds of vibrant, handsome-looking young men with all sorts of guns. I say, sir, please, can you take all my money, take my motor, take all my phones, and allow me to leave?
Who really is Okwulora? A hero of the masses, a product of the chaos he fights, or something else entirely? In this conversation, we pull back the layers, not to defend, not to condemn, but to listen, question, and understand. Because sometimes the truth hides in the tension between admiration and doubt. This is Cartridge Podcast, and this is Okwulora.
We are privileged to have him in our studio, and we are going to be dissecting a whole lot of issues, especially as regard to the insecurity in the Southeast and his recent ordeal in the hands of kidnappers. So, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I think, of course, as expected, the first question I should ask you is the recent ordeal you had in the hands of kidnappers. You went, according to some of your posts on social media, you went out as usual trying to help someone, a sick person, someone who is having health challenges. You actually raised money for the treatment of this person, and then you went to, you said it's Umaka in
Njaba local government.
Njaba local government. This is in Imo State.
Yes.
And then, shockingly, you were kidnapped instead of praised by the host of the community where you are going to do your usual charity work. So please, I would want you to tell us about it. We've read about it, and there are so many questions people are asking. Some are even saying that it's not true. That if it is true, you should provide proof that you were kidnapped. That you're planning, you conspired with the person whose account you used to raise the money to, corner the money, and now you're telling us stories. So tell us now that you're here, what exactly happened?
I've continued to say, one thing is that you cannot please the world. Me, myself, and everybody who have goodwill, do the much you can and leave the rest for God. There are always people who are there to criticize. I went to Umaka, that was Wednesday last week. I've never been to Umaka before. But truth to be told, I've been hearing of kidnapping and gunmen and gunwomen there. But I saw this guy who is 24 years. And I've looked at the line. The dialysis line is very dirty. They live in the village. Why I haven't gone to Umaka for long was out of fear. And a night before I went to Umaka, I told my godfather that I'm going to go there. He said, what if something happens to you? I said, what if something happens to that sick boy? He said, you are priority. If something happens to you, what of hundreds of other people who are hoping on you? The family said they needed 70 million, according to Zenith Medical and Kidney Center here in Abuja. Reaching their compound, they were very poor, and the father died May 2024. So the man I used his account was the father's immediate younger brother. And I think a day after that, he told me he was for 40-something million. I said, I don't care. Take this child to Zenith Medical Kidney Center in Abuja and make sure that it's fine. So after the fundraising, it happened in Umaka, in Njaba, local government area of Enugu State. I was in their compound doing live video, not knowing that some people are waiting for me outside the gate. Immediately we came out of the gate. What I had was lie down, back. My friend, MC Charles, my driver, Ken Sele, and my friend Obina from Mburubu in Kano East. All of us, we laid down. We surrendered everything. They put all of us in Okada to an unknown place. And I closed my eyes. I was even the one telling them to tie my eyes. Because from stories, the thing that annoys them is them having eye contact with somebody they know.
Recognition.
That is how they take people's life. They say, don't worry, open your eyes. Within 2 minutes, they said I should open my eyes. It was a camp of hundreds of vibrant, handsome-looking young men with all sorts of guns. They took us into the camp. I sat on the floor. They said no, that I should sit on the chair. I was panicking. I told them that I have money in my account. I surrendered all I had 5 phones due to my work. Video this. I surrendered all my phones and password. I put it in a bag. I surrendered my vehicle, Toyota Tacoma. And my Tacoma had security. And to avoid them trying to go away with the vehicle and then the security, I closed my eyes. I came there. I told them the security. I said, sir, please, can you take all my money, take my motor, take all my phones, and allow me to leave? Even while I was praying during the fundraising, because when I'm doing fundraising, I pray so much, so God will touch hearts of people. I picked some sand there. I said, the land of Omaka. Before I came here, I was told that coming here is difficult. But if my intentions are of good, I want to see myself in Enugu in the next couple of hours. But if not, eat my head. Not knowing that 2 minutes after that prayer, you can go and watch the live video. It's on internet, it doesn't forget. About 10 hefty armed men. Shockingly, none of them beat me. None of them kicked me. In fact, some of them recognized me. One of them called me Okwulora. Half of them now say, are you the Okwulora? You know, you might be hearing of somebody, but not that. I say, it's me. I say, what are you here to do? I say, a boy from your village, his name is Chine HRM, had kidney issue. I've seen him on the internet for more than 6 months. And I decided today that I'm going to submit myself for God to use me and you, Chine HRM. And surprisingly, 2 days ago, there's a girl from the same Omaka. I did fundraising for her in Owerri. She had a twin, and they told her that she had a BP and other things, complications, that if they don't do abortion, that there's a chance that both kidneys will fail. About 7 months ago, I did fundraising for her in Owerri, and now she's okay. She's in Zenith Medical and Kidney Center, Abuja here. And the same China HRM is in the same hospital. Seated here, we have 7 people that we've raised enough into their account. I don't collect money from anybody. In fact, anybody I want to do fundraising for, I donate first. If my app is having issue, we are going to pause the fundraising. That is my ritual. I have to lead by example. You know, people are going to talk out of hate. Some people are trying to protect their territory. Some time ago, there was a significant insecurity in Enugu State where I live. Governor of Enugu State is my Oga. I came out and I told the people that Enugu is having a security issue. If you're coming to Enugu, you have to be careful. Governor of Enugu State, the chief security, #1 citizen of Enugu State, you need to do something. And I was called and showed measures that they were taking. But on the other side, the people are trying to protect their community. But everybody knows what is going on. In fact, the hierarchy of that local government, both in politics, both those in America, retired American Marine who are from that community, they called me on a WhatsApp call and say, thank you for saying what we could not say. Because the fear is these people will commit crime and then take money from you and probably take someone's life and warn the family that if they raise alarm, they will come after the rest. But I'm Okwulora and I need to set the record straight. If I did not say what happened, maybe you or him will have a call from some location and go. It was on Owerri, then Olu Road. We were running. And then we were told to turn to the other side of the road and enter. That place is Omaka, I think, St. Joseph's Church. And then uncle of that boy came and picked us. The argument now is that I was picked in Mbitolu. Don't I know where Omaka is and where Mbitolu is?
So just for us to get it very clearly. Now, after your kidnap, how did you escape? Did you escape or you were released?
I didn't escape. We escaped to where? We were in the middle of the bush with over 100 men heavily armed. In fact, it was God and my goodwill that saved me. At some point, I was having brotherly conversation with them. You know, I told myself that these guys, even if government want to do something, it's not a combat thing. These are people you could call, talk sense into them. Drop your whip on amnesty. Former President Yaradua did that. These are young, you know, people in the bush looked at her. These are boys, their cologne, their perfume is better than mine. They have their vehicles. They only use a machine for bush operations and all that.
Now, I want to you're saying a whole lot of very powerful things. And these are some of the things that when other people say it, the Igbos will come after them. That is the honest truth.
Yes.
The people who kidnapped you, were they Fulani henchmen or were they Igbo?
Igbos, 100%. All of them. When you speak Aba, I know. When you speak in Kano, I know. When you speak Anambra, I know. All of them are Igbos, Imo State. If you are not from Imo State, then maybe you were born there. Because in Enugu where I live, there are people from Abia, people from Anambra born in Enugu, and they speak in Kano. One of them told me, Okwulora, I am from where you are from, but I won't tell you. Meaning that he's from Nkano, but probably born and raised in Imo State. Everybody there, from sign language, from my intellectual capacity or whatever, whichever, everybody there is Igbo. I'm not saying that outsiders are not committing a menace in Igbo land, but my encounter with my friends, 100% Igbo youths. There is no man there. Even you at your age, I see you as a youth. All of them are youth, and many of them are older than them. But I was at their mercy. I didn't escape. They told me to leave. In fact, they told me that there was another camp
Ahead.
That if I go alone, they will open fire. Because it was late, around 11 in the night. So the commander, out of his goodwill, told 3 of his men to escort me. So they were moving with bike. So their people up there will know that it was them. Because if I go, the risk is high. I was released. I gave them my vehicle. Surprisingly, they said that I should go and carry my vehicle back. They gave me back my phones. I had my purse with my international documents in it. They opened it. I say, "Are your documents complete?" Yeah, I didn't even open it. I say it's complete. Because in my head, I just want to leave. The only thing they took from me was money. And that money I voluntarily, not like ransom. It hasn't gotten to that level. I knew if they didn't recognize me or the grace of God, they will call for ransom. Call people you know. Bring so amount of money or will kill you. But then they never did. They only took me to POS. I willingly transferred every money in my account. What was remaining in my account was 2,000 naira. But the joy is that the amount needed for the transplant was realized. And the following morning, they went back and arrested that man.
Arrested or kidnapped?
Arrested or kidnapped, anyone.
The same people who had kidnapped you?
Yes, the man, they raised the money in his account. Because that night, why the thing will happen, there were people in their shops making videos. So even before my release, the information leaked on the internet. So my prayer was that people who recognize the environment don't come to combat. Because if they come, the process of exchanging fire, I might be short. So I was praying that people who were making videos secretly don't post it on the internet. Maybe security personnel will find the location and start coming to our rescue. They took me to POS. Most of the people don't have the amount of money. So they finally got one that can give them the amount of money I have. I transferred. And certain people called me. They say they own Moaka in diaspora, that they want to contribute money and give me for the shock, the trauma, the money I gave and all that. I say, contribute this money, pay it into Chinecherem's treatment account, which belongs to the uncle. His name is Ike Chukwobinachas. It's a first bank account. It's verifiable. And I'm sure all this noise making bank officials had gone through the bank. Even my own bank had gone through the bank and see what actually transpired. But for the fact that these people didn't touch me, none of them. In fact, when I sat on the floor, very dirty place, they gave me a bench. They were talking to me like a brother. But the truth is, you are not a security personnel. You are not recognized by the state, local, or federal government. Having a gun is a crime. Whether you are using it to defend whoever, since there is no constituted authority that allowed you and gave you a license to have gun and checkmating you for having a machine that can take lives within a second is criminality for me.
And then, first of all, I want to say thank God for your safety.
Thank you.
It would have been very tragic that we wake up one morning and we hear that Okwulora, has become another victim.
It was that close.
It was that close. I mean, it's very traumatic. It's a traumatic experience that I wouldn't even wish my enemy. When you're taken against your will to such a camp where people who that most of them are no longer mentally stable. You know that these guys have been messed up mentally. They can open fire at you, at any moment and feel good about it. So it's very traumatic. And I thank God you're here today and we're telling it as a story. Whether people believe it or not, it's their own business. All right. But what I want to find out is, you see, in the internet, amongst Igbos, people keep saying that those who are terrorizing the Southeast as, outsiders, Fulani herdsmen, and this was why IPOB came into existence under the idea or the notion that they want to combat this so-called Fulani terrorists. They want to chase them away from the Southeast forest. And we've grown to believe that whatever happens now, the Fulanis want to take over Southeast. They want to take over our land. They want to do that. And I have seen some videos. I've seen some videos where Fulani herdsmen are actually killing people in farms like in Enugu, and not just in Southeast, in Benue, in Plateau, and in other places. We've seen video evidence. So I want you to tell me, do you think that those who believe that the Fulanis are also contributing to the insecurity in the Southeast are wrong? Do you think that the majority of the insecurity is perpetuated by the Igbos, just like those who kidnapped you?
I will always talk my own experience. Different people, different account. If I tell you that Fulani herdsmen are not causing menace in Igbo land, then I'm lying. I've seen evidences, even in Enugu State where I live. I've seen firsthand atrocities committed by Fulani herdsmen. But on the case of Okwulora, it wasn't Fulani herdsmen. It was fellow youths. Let me not say they are from Imo, but all of them are speaking Imo. I can come from Anambra, raised in Owerri, or born in Owerri, we're speaking that tongue. It doesn't necessarily mean that all of them are from Imo State. But my own account, it was 100% Igbo orchestrated. That doesn't take away the fact that we are having fights in the bush against Fulani herdsmen, bringing their cattle to eat proceed of people's farms. So my experience, I can categorically, in every honesty, I can tell you I was held by my fellow Igbo brothers. And I spoke to them in Igbo. I said, Umunne, please, pity me. I am not here to buy property or to take property or to take anything belonging to you. Rather, I came to save one of you. And if you go and watch that live video, at the course of the video, I saw the grandmother of the child crying. And I consoled her. I donated 100,000. I donated another 100,000. I was holding that boy. I say, when you become whole, remember your family. Remember the people of Omaka. Remember the Igbo people that are contributing millions of naira for you to be alive. They say the hospital here says 70 million. And I'm sure they must have gotten 70 million already. As a journalist, you fact check. Go to Zenith Medical and Kidney Center. Ask the patients there, how many of you came from Okwulora and friends? I'm saying Okwulora and friends because I'm not the only one contributing. I am only the sacrificial lamb and the person who donates first. And then millions of people. And if you see this donation, 2,000, 1,000, 500, 5,000, but it's a crowd fundraising. Before you know, that 2,000 will turn to 100 million naira. You go to the hospital, ask many patients, do you know Okwulora? Are you here because of Okwulora and friends? They will tell you yes. In fact, 2 days ago, a woman I raised money for in Ababa 4 months ago was she came out of ICU 2 days ago. Even sound more brave and healthy than even me, Okwulora, here. So my attack was 100% by Igbo youth. Let me not call it attack because I wasn't beaten up. The fact that they returned my phones, my vehicle, I'm very grateful. I was at their mercy. Some of them were carrying long cutlasses. And these are people who smoke and drink. They have gun. they have cutlass. Anything goes. You know, at some point I was sitting and 3 of them were at my back with cutlass. What if they negotiate my neck?
Okay.
What am I going to do? You know, people who are saying it's false are people who, you know, even Jesus Christ of Nazareth, when he was in this world, a lot of people didn't believe him. When he went back to heaven, people believed him. Today in our generation, there are people, if you want to provoke them, mention Jesus. You provoke them. There is no way you please everybody. You are from Ebony State. Go to your community. Give every family $2,000 because you want to help them. Some of them are going to call you names. Some of them are going to say you want to show off. Some of them say you want to take the destiny that they don't even have.
This reminded me
You
of
know,
something.
so I can't be deterred. I tell myself, what if I decide to go back now? I have over 500 fresh kidney cases. Last 2 months in Enugu, I spent 39 million naira conducting a free kidney function test because doctors told me the only way is preventing it early. That for a kidney to fail takes 3 to 4, 5 years. But if early detected, 200,000 naira can take care of you and you stop eating certain food and then take your medication, you'll be okay. Few people supported me. I didn't call anybody. Mr. M gave me 1 million naira. Mayor Udi, local government area of Enugu, gave me 1 million. Mayor Kanu East local government area gave me 1 million. The Ben Real Estate here in Abuja gave me 1.5 million. My Oga, Igwe Elect in Burubu, gave me 2 million naira. I didn't ask him money. And Chairman Willenji Group from Eziago gave me 500,000. A lot of people volunteered. Yokohama Pharmaceutical, Peaceland Pharmaceuticals, a whole lot of them. Please, medical lab. A lot of students, nurses, doctors, lab scientists. It was incredible. To shock you now, out of the entire test we did, 220 something have issues. Doctors said bring them for further investigation to ascertain the level of the damage. And it will cost me over 10 million naira. I've told all of them, go to the hospital if you may, because I don't have the money now. But if you can't, you wait for me until I raise money and call all of you to come to Memphis Hospital in Enugu. So we'll start the evaluation. So upon all these things, there are criticisms. How can a man 35 years of age come to tell you that he was kidnapped? Is it to gain sympathy or what? Far back 2017, 2018, I was diabetic and it was type 1. I need insulin to stand a chance to live. I never claimed such a thing. I come out and beg people on live video that I need insulin, but I don't have. A pen of insulin then was like 18,000 naira. I can't afford it. And in a week, due to how bad it was, I need 2 pens. People were giving me insulin. That is why God have blessed me to a certain extent. That is why when people complain of their health issues, inability to pay school fees, when people say they are depressed, I can clearly understand. I have had my own share of pain. I've eaten pain. Life has never been easy for me. I'm not even sure tomorrow is going to be easy. You know, I always tell people, God, share problem, give everybody. Any day you wake up without a challenge, you are gone. So the challenges are there. Glory to God, and we're going to continue to push.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to take a very good look at this man here. This is Cartridge Podcast, and you know how we do it at Cartridge Podcast. We're not just like every other podcast where you come and speak and go. We're going to confirm whether this man is a liar or he's genuine with all of the things he has been doing, the charity work, the so-called charity work, according to a lot of people. So we're going to visit some of these hospitals and confirm all of these things. And then it's also going to be part of this video. And if you've watched to this point, please, I'd like to urge you to do not forget to subscribe to this channel. And we're getting into the main issue. So just stay with us. Okwulora, first of all, I thank you for having the courage, the boldness to say all of these things. Personally, I